Hello everybody, this is John. Welcome to the NCGA Valent Ag Weather Outlook, first day of April 2017. Well, we had a very active week last week. Some areas that needed some rain got that rain, but generally that's left us in a good spot. And what I mean by that is heading into the time when we're really getting ready to get things going here, or we're starting to get things going, I think we have adequate soil moisture in most areas. Now, you can never answer that we're all in a good spot because we never get there. It's never perfect. You know that. But generally, I think we're in a pretty good area. We don't have too much in most areas, and we don't have too little in most areas. And I'll be talking a lot about that in this briefing and then as we go throughout the season. But let's take a look at March here. This is the amount of precipitation in March, and yellow is 2 inches, red is 5 inches. So you can see the area that really didn't receive all that much was really the northern Corn Belt. The central and east did receive some pretty decent rainfall. Now, if we get into the departure from normal rainfall, you can see here that we have quite a bit of pockets of green, and that's indicating an excess or surplus of precipitation over what would normally occur during the month of March. So just sort of eyeballing this, you can see there's more green than yellow. But some areas that had been active in winter, such as Minnesota, you can see that we have some yellow in that area, so it's actually less. But Iowa, for the most part, above normal. Northern Illinois, for the most part, above normal. The area that I've been sort of watching as far as lagging has been southern Illinois and southern Indiana. Missouri and Kansas, which were lagging, recently picked up some rain the latter part of March and ended up above normal. So as far as temperatures go, this was the month of March. You can see that we have a little bit of a shading of yellow or green, and that's either saying a little bit above normal or a little bit below normal, fairly close to normal over the eastern Corn Belt. But as we go to the west, you see these darker shades of red, and that's indicating a greater degree above normal. So before this past week, this is how much precipitation we needed. We needed about 1 to 3 inches of rainfall from Kansas across Missouri, southern Illinois, eastward. And then along the Mississippi River Delta, big corn production area, we needed quite a bit more. It's been very dry. So those are areas we needed precipitation. And if we look at what we got, look at this. This was a very needed rain, very soaking rain over Kansas, 2 to 3 inches or more. Missouri, a little bit more spotty. Illinois, more northern Illinois than southern. So this area still didn't receive as much as would have been ideal, but still we received a ½ inch to an inch in some spots. And then the Delta remained dry. We need more precipitation in that area. But for Kansas and Missouri, it was a good week, and we really recharged soils due to that precipitation. Now, over the last week, here are your departure from normal temperatures. Red, again, well above normal. Eastern Corn Belt, well above normal. Then as we went to the west, we gradually got into a little bit below normal due to the clouds and rain. So we look at the spring green up here. We see this red. I've shown this throughout the season. These dark shades of red are indicating that spring, as measured by the leaf blossoming, is running about 20 days early. That slowed down a bit, but it's still progressing to the north. And with this week a bit above normal, I think that will continue. So the story is really in early spring. Now, last week I showed you that lingering snow. It's gone now in North Dakota. That doesn't mean we won't get some more snow, some very, very late spring snow here and there, but I think the snow story is pretty much over. Now, last week we had that southwest flow, and a southwest flow can be a very active flow, and these are our severe storm reports, and I just wanted to show you. This is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Almost every day of the week we had some reports of severe weather. Blue are indicating wind reports, high wind, damaging winds. Green is hail, and red, we did have some tornado activity here. You can see right in this area. Now, because of all the rain, we do have quite a few rivers that are running high. Areas in yellow are indicating high, but still within bank. Orange is indicating minor flooding, and red is indicating more significant flooding. This is not unusual for this time of year. Rivers climatologically run pretty high this time of year, so that's not unusual. But look at North Dakota. We see some purple. That's major flooding. So that's that snow melt over the last week. I did indicate that that had the highest probability of flooding, and we are getting that right now. That snow now has melted. The runoff is now in the streams. Okay, so let's look at the forecast as we go forward. Our familiar pattern of a split jet stream here. We have a northerly branch and a southerly branch. Looks like it's going to continue. A lot of energy in that southern branch, so we're going to have severe weather this week along the southern tier of the U.S. Northern branch isn't going to be as active, but there's still some energy in here, so we are probably not going to get all that much severe weather, but this is going to bring us some pretty good chance of some rain a couple times as we go through the week. Now, temperatures are going to average above normal this week. But I think as we go forward, we're gradually going to get back towards normal. So the next 7 days, it looks like that axis of heavier rain is going to shift a bit further north than we saw over the last week. So instead of sort of southern Kansas and Missouri, it's going to be a little bit further north. And then hopefully we can get some rain over southern Illinois, but it still looks like not quite as much. But overall, it looks like most of the region will be getting some precipitation this week. Now, the area that's again going to be lagging is going to be the far upper Midwest. And tell you the truth, with that major flooding going on, it's probably not a bad thing that we're not getting more rain there right now, because if we would get more rain over that, that aggravate the flooding issues on there. So overall, it looks like a pretty busy week on and off with several periods of rain. Consequently, when we look at how soil moisture is expected to change, areas in blue are indicating soil moisture increasing and brown decreasing. So we are going to have some further increase in soil moisture this week. Now, if we get into the 6 to 10 day period, we begin to transition. We begin to see a little bit more dip in the jet stream over the eastern half of the U.S., a little bit pushing of the jet stream north. The whole pattern shifts back to the west and it straightens up, and the result's going to be a gradual return to normal for temperatures starting in the 6 to 10 day range. And then when we get into the 11 to 15 day range, if you look closely, you really see a little bit more of a dip in the jet stream over the central part of the U.S. This ridge is pushed off to the west. We've straightened out the jet stream, and temperatures going back to normal. So let's summarize temperatures. Modestly above normal most regions this week. Then as we get into the 6 to 10 day, gradually going back to normal. And then the 11 to 15 day range, it looks like pretty close to normal spring temperatures. So I mentioned week 1 precipitation outlook. Here we go. Green are above normal, yellow's below normal. Week 2 looks quieter. I don't see all that much precipitation. Not as active as the past 2, but I do think there will be some chances. It does not look like necessarily a completely dry week. Perhaps the eastern Corn Belt could be sort of dry looking at that area in yellow. Here's your 3 to 4 week forecast. And I did send this out yesterday, I believe, but I wanted to show you the April outlook that was just issued yesterday. To the left is temperature, so the brown is indicating above normal temperatures for April, so sort of leaning towards the central and especially eastern Corn Belt above normal temperatures. EC for precipitation means equal chances. There's not a real strong signal one way or the other, and I think we're going to be seeing that a lot as we go into the spring and summer. Without a strong El Nino or La Nina, we're probably going to be seeing a lot of sort of equal chances of either getting above or below normal precipitation. So the trends, another fairly busy week, not as much severe weather, but active as far as rainfall goes. And then I think we're going to be quieting down as we get into week 2 and probably temperatures going back towards seasonal normals. I hope you all have a great week. If you have any questions, you can always reach me, and we'll be talking with you again next weekend.